Say what up, I'm a Valentine. Y'all want me to die? I'm a Valentine here. What's up, everybody? I'm a Valentine here. Like I just said, I ran through my intro. I kind of hecked it up. But what's up, y'all? Y'all saw the title of the video. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know which channel I'm putting this one out on yet. I don't know if this is gonna be a podcast or this is just gonna be me chatting, me talking. But I just went to this thing and I have a lot of opinions, and I'm putting it on Instagram. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is not the place for this. Maybe this needs to be its whole own thing, because I feel like sometimes I get to chatting on my story and then people get like turned away from it, or they don't watch the whole thing and I'm like, oh, I was talking some good shit right there. They missed that. And when really the things I'm saying could be like left more solid and more open for more people to see and hear my thoughts and opinions and things. So yes, and I just want to preface this by saying that these opinions are not meant to hurt or attack anyone. This is not meant to attack anyone's event or attack, anyone's, the way they are, the way they're doing things. It's not that. None of that. It's just me trying to express some things that I see. All right. So basically, today, I went to this thing. It was like this art networking something type of event, right? And if I'm honest, I didn't really feel like I was actually connecting with anyone. Like, it was just kind of like weird and uncomfortable and like awkward to me. And there's just quite a few things that I noticed that I want to point out. So for one, I noticed that a lot of people wear shades, and it's kind of like we're all inside, like we're inside of a building. And it's nighttime as well. And something that I know about shades is that they hide your eyesight, so they hide your eyes from other people too, though, right? So it's like you can't really see where someone's looking at. It's a way to kind of mask the way that you're feeling, because a lot of times a lot of your emotions show from your eyes. And I feel like what that ends up doing, even though it's not intentional, is that there's people who, because they want to feel more comfortable, and they might feel more comfortable with shades on, what they end up doing is kind of blocking out a lot of people as well, like the ability to connect, like if they weren't wearing their glasses, for example. And then two, I noticed a lot of people just wearing like really dreary ass clothing, like really just all black, like this just, and it's not even like it, to me, this is my opinion, but I'm not even seeing like style. I'm not seeing personality being expressed. And I'm like, if I'm in a room of artists, I would assume that everyone has their own personal style that will be expressed on the outside. Like, I feel like that's a part of when you're an artist, like there's something about you that's you're gonna have a strong vibe or something, right? And about the strong vibe thing, I'm like, it was weird. I feel like there's times where I'll be meeting people and it's like, the vibes are just not, like, where's the passion? Like, where is the energy at? Like, where is the feeling? Like, I'm not getting any feelings from you. Like, why are you so like dead inside, right? And the thing about that is that I know that a lot of times it's a defense mechanism, right? So we kind of we're trying to protect ourselves, because as artists, we do have a lot of feelings. We do have a lot of expression. It's hard to be an artist and put yourself out there in the first place. There's a lot of feelings there in the first place, right? So we'll kind of do this thing where I don't do this, but I see people do this. They do this thing where they act like they're very disinterested and they kind of unfocus their eyes, and it's just like they keep a like monotone. And it's all for the sake of protection, yes, but I don't think that people are like aware that they're doing it. And so then it just seems like they're not passionate about anything, like they don't really care about anything. And it just makes things like, it's really hard to connect with somebody that's like on that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not giving me anything. Like, what are we working with? What am I working with for this conversation? And it's like, are you actually interested in your fellow human being? And it's like, I feel like whenever you're the leader of an event like that, it's your job to make sure that people are actually easily connecting and having fun and really chatting with each other. And I feel like something that I learned from this event today was that, like, mass is not the same as quality. Like, the amount of people there is not the same as quality. I can't tell you how many people I bumped into that were saying, yeah, I'm feeling really awkward. I'm feeling really awkward. I'm feeling really awkward. Like, that's not the type of event that I would want to have. And like with Outcast Connect, something that I put on my posters is introverts welcome, right? And something that occurred to me was that, like, with artists, because we have such niche things sometimes, like, it's hard for us to actually just, on that introverted tip, like, to go out and just, like, be on some extroverted stuff. So even to like have people connecting, it's like you sometimes need those people that's like walking around introducing each other, like being the person that can introduce like the fun things, the fun concepts about the other person. And I feel like when you don't have that person that's doing that, like you're fully just leaving the room to the room. Like not everybody's going to just make it into a party, right? So I feel like that's definitely a miss. And I was disappointed because I spent money going out there, spent money on the Uber getting out there. It was a free event, so I was thankful for that. But spent money going out there, and I was really expecting to like connect with people, maybe even make some friends. And so for me, when I was going to, and I even printed these, which let me just show y'all these because I didn't end up giving out a lot of them. Dang, this one got folded. I tried to make stickers. It didn't work. I talked to a couple people about my cafe stuff, but this is so cute, right? Cafe stuff. I made these, right? And I kind of thought it would be more like, you know, everyone like having fun and like getting in these big group combos, talking about some deep stuff. Because I mean, I'm like, we're artists, right? We're deep. Like we talk about real shit. Like that's kind of what I was expecting. But I feel like a lot of times when you get into the room or rooms like that, like it's a lot of people that are hiding behind something, hiding behind glasses, hiding behind egos, hiding behind, you know, wanting to look successful. And I'm just like, bro, like I'm not successful yet. Why would I even try to act like I'm successful? But I am creative. That's why I'm wearing shit that I created, handing shit that I created. Like this is stuff I created. So it's like I want to grow. Like I want to meet people. That's why I'm here. So I'm like, I just wonder if everybody's bringing that same energy. And like there's a way to have people come meet and for an event and have people actually make connections while they're there. Like it's about the way that you create this space. So for me to just kind of get in there and see how like everybody's feeling awkward, like how I am, and like, bro, that was just weird to me. And I was just like, this is weird. Like, and I don't know, it's like something about museums sometimes is a little bit weird to me because like it's such a niche ass thing and there's so much money involved in the artists that are actually getting paid to be there. These are so cute. I'm just gonna do this like a slideshow. But there's something so odd to me about that, like how the people that were there, like there was like this Andy Warhol, Jean Basquiat, which I was really happy to see. Basquiat, I had never really, like I'd heard his name before, but I never really looked at his stuff before, and I think I was kind of getting it because I was like, oh, okay, I get this. Like I get this. Like looking at it, I was just thinking like, why? And I was just like, that's probably like the exactly of it all. Like why? And it's like exactly. But yeah, he didn't give a fuck, and I just fuck with that a lot. But anyways, so I just was like, yo, it says modern art, but this is from like the 80s. And I think that is so odd. There are so many artists standing in the room, and yet we have all of these things up from the 80s. Like that's so odd to me. Like and there's so much space inside of these museums. Like there's so much blank space, right? And there's this word, I can't remember the word, but it's the word of like the fear of free space. In my head, I'm like, you know what? Like, can we get a wall that is absolutely covered in art from artists? Like, can we get like a local art museum where it's covered in that shit? Like, let me see the shit. Let me see the art. Like, let me see the people. Let me feel that. I want to feel something. Like when I went, I was hoping I would feel something. I wasn't feeling anything. I mean, other than when I was looking at the Basquiat painting, I was looking at this one Andy Warhol one, and it was the one called The Unidentified Woman. I felt that a lot. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was like, I think it's like the fact that it was even an unidentified woman. I was like, and the way that she was the one that just had the glitter, like all over her hair. Like she had the makeup on and she still had the glasses on. Like it was something about that just made me like, wow, like I would want to be seen like this. Like I would want to be seen with my hair and the glitter like that. I want people to see me like that was the kind of feeling that I had with that. I want y'all to see these. These are cute. I'm proud of these. I didn't end up handing out but like 2 of them. I talked to like 2 people about my cafe. This one, I showed like 2 guys my music. And then I feel like there was this like disinterested energy though. Like, and this is not to say that the guys that I was talking to like they were purposely disinterested in me. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that on a general way, like, there was this kind of disinterestedness within everyone. And I thought that was just so odd. Like, I thought it was so odd. And even myself, like, I didn't feel the pull towards to talk to really, like, anyone for real. And it was just odd. I was like, what is this? Like, why is this like this? Like, why is this like this? And then the way it was set up was, like, just very awkward. Like, there's no games. There's no, like, nothing to paint. There's nothing to draw on. There's nothing to display what we're doing. Like, there was something so not creative about the feel of it for me that I just was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, but there were so many people there, and I don't know, y'all. I don't want to do things like that. Like, even with the cafe, y'all, like the ISL cafe, like, I want it to be a space where artists can go and, like, really be working on something, talking about something for real, talking about something real. Like, what are we in here talking about? Like, if we're not talking about dreams, we're not talking about goals, we're not talking about what we got going on. What are we talking about? What are we on about? What are we doing? Like, we're in here taking photos of ourselves by these paintings. What is that doing? Like, I just felt so like, what am I doing here? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What's being accomplished? Do we really feel a connection to these photos? Or did we come here because there's so much hype around these photos? And there's been hype for years, and the fact that it's here is just remarkable in itself. Like, how do we feel? Are we being, like, stimulated? Is something aroused within the spirit because of these pieces of art? Is something aroused within the spirit because of the conversations that we're having right now? And I just wasn't feeling that. And I was just, like, very, very disappointed and just very confused. And just, I felt outcast. I felt like I was the odd one out again. And, like, this wasn't done on purpose, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like when you set up an event, like, I know they had, like, icebreakers. That was the whole point of the icebreakers, which is good. And there's probably people there that, you know, had a different experience than I did. But me, I went there by myself, right? So I was going hoping to meet people and get caught up in some dope conversations and have some discussions and talk about being an artist and talk about, you know, because one of the things it said was like, oh, you have stage fright, whatever. And that's part of why I was like, oh, yeah, because I'm about to do this performance for Drew's showcase. The 19th, right, of February. And because I had decided earlier today, which I don't think I even told you about this yet, but I decided that I'm not going to force myself to get this second job just yet until March, when this second restaurant at this place I went to go to this interview at, we ended up having to reschedule the interview, but then I was like, you know what, let's just cancel it. I'll apply to the other restaurant that opened in March. So being a server thing can wait until then. And in the meantime, I'm going to spend my time doing things like this, creating and, you know, spending time with friends, hopefully, and creating things that I feel like are important. But yeah, so basically, I was just very disappointed. So as I came back, I was just wondering, like, God, why would you have me go there if it wasn't gonna be something like that anyways? Like, why would I spend this, like, $35 on the Ubers to just go and, you know, not really have an experience for real? I want y'all to see these. They're so cute. And not really have, like, a good experience. I was trying to figure out why. Turning out my Uber driver was really funny. Like, he was so funny because at first he didn't really say much. I thought he maybe, like, didn't like to talk or, like, didn't speak English or something. I was like, bro, like, I don't know, because he didn't say anything, like, when I got in the car. So I was like, I don't think he likes to talk. So I didn't say anything. And then he saw this accident, and he said, like, very loud, he was like, dang, you see that over there? And I was like, oh, so you do talk. Like, you got a strong voice. Like, so that was funny. He was very funny. He ended up, like, I guess, like, making jokes or whatever, talking about, like, where he's going to school at or whatever. Very funny guy. So that was cool. I got his Instagram. And yeah, there's that. But I was still just like, God, like, what is it that you want me to see? And I was like, let me analyze this. Let me think about it. Like, what is it that I would have wanted from that? And I was like, I mean, can I not do that with Outcast Connect? Like, what am I doing? What is my creativity going towards? And I'm like, you know what? I have weekends off for the next few weeks. Like, maybe I should make the most of that. And I even have the next Monday off as well. So I'm like, something's got to give. Something has to go on. I have to make some sort of you know, positive change. Like, I have to create and use my resources to my advantage so I can, you know, I could even with my house, like, I can invite a couple friends over, like, hey, if y'all want to do a not create, what is it called? Color and chill. Not color and chill. That sounds, no. What's it called? What's it called? The coloring thing, the color contest. We could do that at my house. It could just be invite only. And I could just invite the same people that I had at, you know, my last one. I could, like, have dinner here, but I'm like, I don't want to spend a lot of money because I don't have all the money to spend, and I'm just like, I can't book an event space. There I go saying I can't. What I can do is I can have some refreshments. I can, what can I do? I can have it at the park. And just tell everyone, hey, bring a blanket to sit on. And we're just gonna color out here. It's a nice day. It's not too cold. It's not too rainy, none of that. And we're just gonna, you know what, maybe I should do something at Freedom Park, actually. Just like a fun little coloring event type thing. But yeah, just tell them, you know, do it like this. We're gonna do this. In fact, yeah, maybe that's what I should do. Have like some coloring events at Freedom, and we'll do like a meditation thing, because I feel like it's a big part of it. I want to have meditation. I want the floor to be open and talk about some real shit. And you know what? Maybe that's how I should do it. Freedom Park. Or maybe Romare Bearden Park. Would that be better? What would be the best park? I'm trying to think. Ooh, what about, there's this park called The Green in Uptown. And I'm thinking, like, where could people maybe park at? They would have to find their parking. I don't want that. Like, I'm not trying to make it to where it's, like, not accessible to anybody. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, maybe I should just be like, hey, y'all, doing this thing. Not Romare Bearden, but at The Green, I'm going to have my color pencils. I'm going to have the color pencils. I'm going to have, yeah, actually, I think that's a really good idea. Have some color pencils. I'm going to have the, what's it called? What is it called? Color pencils and what? Coloring books. Wow, I couldn't think of that. Yeah, maybe that's the idea. Color pencils, coloring books. What else do I need? I have games. I'll bring the games. You know what? This is actually a really good idea. I think I'm going to do this, actually. Color pencils, the games. We can meditate. I would not recommend us going and sitting on the grass to meditate because dogs always pee over there. What else, though? But yeah, and just have like a real chat. Like, let's chat about some real shit. And I think it should be the Spiritual Mental Health and Self-Improvement Club, because it's been a long time since I've done another one of those. And it could be like donation based, where it's like, yo, if you want to donate something, you can. If you don't, you know, that's okay too. Maybe I'll buy us a thing of like a coffee traveler and just like have coffee for everybody. That would be so cute. And it has coffee. That would be so cute. Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. I think I might try to do that Saturday. Because then I could take the train down there, and I could take the train back too, because Ubers are expensive. I can't be spending $40 every day just to get to and from somewhere if I'm not making any money back from it. Like, I just really can't. I keep saying I can't. This stresses me. But yeah, and there's also like, there's different little what are they called? What are those called? Cafes over there. So there's like a bazillion Starbucks over there. So we could even walk to a Starbucks after and just chat some more if everybody feels like still chatting or whatever. But yeah, it could just be chill. It could just be cool. A nice daytime thing. You know what? I'm gonna get ready to set that up. Talk about it, promote it on my Instagram. Post it a few times. Post it on Outcast Connect. And maybe just try to do little stuff like that to where it's like, it's not breaking the hell out of my bank. I can get to and from easily and it's accessible for me. I don't have to pay any fees for like, you know, the space of the event space, all that type of stuff. But it's still really like a connecting event. Like I really want people to be able to connect, like creatives to be able to connect, talk about the things that they're doing, talk about some hardships, talk about some real stuff, like have fun, have a fun laugh, meet some new people. Like that's the type of thing I want to do. And it's like, I just want to see that happen. I really do want to see it happen. And maybe I have to be the person to make that happen. So yeah, I don't know if I really got all those points out that I was trying to get out. But I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I'm not sure which channel that I'm putting this one out on yet. But yeah, much love. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.